All right, welcome to MindBody Chair Yoga. See you on the chair. So taking the knees nice and wide, sitting forward in your chair, maybe just taking a moment to just come into some little movement that might feel nice. Just before we come to settle. I'm just taking a moment. Let's take in some big breaths and release through some nice audible sighs. Okay, so feeling the full breath of the lungs, and then just letting it go, and maybe taking the arms and reaching it up. Maybe that helps. And then just letting go. Whatever kind of helps you to just take in these big breaths and just kind of let go of any stuck energy, anything that might be kind of clinging. Stretch out the face, whatever that might feel like or look like to you, and just shake off any blah, yeah. And then just notice what the sensations in your body, like, yeah, is there a tingling? Did you create some heat? Is there a sense of release or opening? Maybe the heart started to beat a little faster. And just getting curious about the sensations. We don't have to go into deep analysis. Just let yourself be with these sensations. And then just noticing how the sensation may have changed or shifted or completely disappeared. And noticing what is there now. Maybe sensations of the breath. So I'll invite you to bring your hands up to heart center, and I've prepared a class today that is going to invite lots of big movements, watery, kind of free movements, just to explore feelings of letting go and release in the body. So that's just our first little taste of it. So just sitting with that for a moment, seeing what is bubbling up when you're thinking about letting go. And we'll initiate our practice with the unifying Om as we inhale together. Inhaling, opening the eyes. Exhaling, release. I'm going to invite you to stand. We'll come back to the chair in a minute. And we're just gonna come into some watery movement standing. It doesn't have to be anything in particular, but just start to just move all the joints at a pace that feels good for your body in this moment. And it doesn't have to be symmetrical. It doesn't have to be pretty. Just some movement to let's get the energy moving in the body, flowing. We can add some little balances, whatever kind of is the body is calling for in this moment. Stretch out the face. Good. And then I'm gonna invite you to do some breath work. This is joyous breath. We're gonna come down and we're gonna inhale 3 times through our nose and exhale once on the exhalation. So we inhale out, forward and up, and then forward, out to the side, up, or whatever variation might suit you, with the big focus on this whoosh, this letting go. Just let it be really like rubbery in the limbs. Nothing has to be like a certain way, just like building heat. And we'll just commit to one more. Just shake it out. Just notice sensation, heat, and tingling, and then we'll come to sitting, and we'll bring the same kind of energy to our arm movement, our shoulder movement. So we'll take that left arm over right, inhaling and exhaling, and inhale back to center and exhaling. Now, sometimes it's really easy, especially for me, to get caught up in alignment and safety, and these things are important for sure. Switch, inhale, exhale. And sometimes it's like, oh yeah, these human bodies, we're not robots, right? Let's bring a little more energy into this movement. Release big, loosey-goosey shoulder rolls at your pace. Now just release the arms down and roll the shoulders, stretch out the face. Let it be more of like, I don't know, just like energy moving rather than the bones and the muscles. Okay, arms out, internal, external rotation. So when I first taught these, we really got into like specifics, following what we've learned, but let's just add a little bit of that letting go of that movement of energy, letting go of perfectionism. Okay, let's release. Good. Let's take the arms back. Doesn't matter which hand is on top. We're going to inhale, reach up. Exhale down, switch the arms. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, just focusing in on the breath. Good. All right. Now, fingertips up, big breath in, exhale, bringing your fingertips down, inhale, reaching up and bringing them over. So exploring all of those things of, the anatomy, squeezing, the reaching, and just adding some fluidity. Any other movement that might feel like it fits. Okay. Inhale, reach those arms, and exhale, extend. Good. External rotation, lift that heart, big breath in. Exhaling, internal rotation, backs of the hands touch, tucked. Just tuck the chin. Inhale, lift the heart. And we're just isolating the shoulder blade movement. And release. Just let those arms just settle. Allow the exhalations just to release tension, as if tension were just trickling down and off the body like water off a duck's back. And we'll take a big breath in. And exhaling, chin to chest. A little movement to the left, a little movement to the right. At your own pace. Getting curious about this movement, sensations within the body. And letting go when you come across tightness or resistance. Chin lifts on an inhale. Exhale, just gazing over the left shoulder. Inhaling, exhaling over to the other side. Inhaling and repeating, keeping those shoulders nice and soft. Inhaling, exhaling. Taking the head back to center. Exhale, left ear to right shoulder. Squeeze the shoulder up. And as you drop it down, kind of explore that stretch in two direction as you lower your left ear to the shoulder. We'll do it again. Inhale up and exhale, softly releasing. No, like jagged kind of movement, nice and smooth and fluid. Just letting that energy flow through. All right, let's pause here. Big breath in. Exhale, turn the nose down to the shoulder. Inhale that ear back to the shoulder, nose to shoulder. Repeating. We'll take that nose to the shoulder and pause, inhaling. Exhaling, chin to throat. Nose to shoulder, chin to throat, or any other 2 points, or if you're feeling creative, 3 points. Nice and easy. We'll just bring the head up and let's just get really loosey-goosey again, watery. All right, inhaling, grow tall. Exhaling, both shoulders soft, right ear to right shoulder. Now squeezing in on the inhale, releasing on that exhale. Squeezing in, releasing and letting go. Squeezing in and letting go. Big breath in, exhaling, turning nose to shoulder. Inhaling, ear to shoulder, back and forth a few times. Getting curious about bumping into resistance. How do we meet the resistance? Can we offer this letting go energy, nose to shoulder, chin to throat? At your own pace, at your own kind of level of exploration. And then when you're ready, nice and easy, bringing your head back up to center. And we'll get loose one more time here in this watery way. And then just pausing, releasing and letting go. Let's lift those knees and start to rock that pelvis, tucking and lifting. And let's maintain this like sensing into the flow of energy as opposed to thinking about anatomy, the low back, the abdominals, just the energy of it. That movement, rocking, lifting the tailbone. All right, we're going to lower the heels and you choose how you want to bring the arms in. If you want to bring them like nice big movements like we did with the internal and external rotation of the arms. You could have the arms behind your head, elbows out, elbows together, or just keep the arms forward and down. Really listening to what your body's calling for, what it wants, maybe getting creative, moving from one side to the other. Yeah, just giving yourself permission to be a little free in this moment. Okay, growing tall. Let's inhale, reach up. Exhale, left hand down, and we're gonna flow. Exhale over and inhale up. And again, same invitation to bring that fluid movement. You want to take your head, bring that into it, go for it. Let's just move energy from one side of the body to the other side. Now windmill up, exhale over to the other side. Last one. Inhale up. Exhale, let's just twist over to the left. Inhale, float the arms around. Exhale, over to the right. And we'll just keep this movement, tall spine, gradually exploring this range of motion from one side to the other. Inhaling, coming back to center. Let's circle. Inhale forward. And exhaling back. So sometimes when we experience big feelings in our day, especially if those big feelings are tinged with emotion, like a negative charge, reversing, circling, doing these big kind of movements, getting really flowing is a nice way to process, because we're not trying to push away negative charges or emotions, but just allowing the body to process it so it's not getting stuck anywhere. We're going to come back to center, right? Bring those feet together and we'll come to stand. Okay, we're going to come to our prayer balance flow, but bringing the same energy to it. So we always have the chair there if we need it for balance, but the invitation is to inhale, exhale. Maybe we get a little more free with our arms, choosing the position, maybe placing our foot in a different spot, kind of traveling as we're challenging our balance and moving. All right, let's move to our falling star, out to one side, maybe bringing a little bend in the knee. You know, just being free to explore this balance and see if you notice a change. Like, is it different when we bring this kind of energy to the balance? Is it harder to do it more statically? I'm curious. Okay, bringing the hands back together, and then we'll take our feet nice and wide. Just kind of let's just prepare for our goddess. So our little warm up. Ooh, what's this? Okay, flip the hips up and down. Our little TikTok that we usually kind of do like this. Let's bend the knees in TikTok. Play around, let's have a little fun. All right, let's inhale down. Exhale up. And maybe just like give yourself permission to add a little wiggle, the little left side, right side action. Essentially the same movement, just with a little more spice, I guess. One more. Okay, side to side. Whatever that, however that is landing with you, whatever way you want to explore that, like a hula dancer. And lift the toes. Just get creative. Okay. We could do that for a while. Okay, let's bring our feet back together. We'll turn and face our chair. Either using the back of the chair or the seat of the chair. This is bringing a little more cardio into our practice. Let's come into a forward fold. And the invitation is to explore this side to side, opening up through the shoulders, scapula. And then bending the knees forward and back. Movement in the pelvis. And then like really, again, just being creative with this movement. Maybe making like a figure 8 shape with the pelvis. All right, inhale and stepping the right foot forward. Floating those arms up to the sky, one or both arms. Exhale, taking the hand down and stepping back. Inhaling, left foot forward, pressing that back heel, reaching up, maybe a little back bend. Exhale, hands come down and step back. We'll do that again. And giving yourself that permission once again, just to go with whatever flows, kind of landing with you. Over to the other side. Okay. Inhaling, right foot forward. And let's come onto the ball of the left foot. Squeeze the energy of the legs together, grow tall. Take your hands forward, and you can do this with one hand or with both hands. And just bringing your right hand over to the side, so we're turning towards the bent right leg. And then back and maybe a little bit of reverse. Now, you can do this by just bringing one hand to the chair and then to the other. Or if you want to explore your balance a little bit more, this side to side. All right. And release. Good. Let's press that back heel. Lift the front heel back and forth. A little teeter totter. And then adjusting the feet so you feel comfortable to inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold, softening that front knee as much or as little as it is appropriate for you today. And let's sway the hips. Let's explore the sensations, like what do you notice when you sway to the left? What do you notice when you sway to the right? Okay, so I noticed a whole bunch of resistance. And it's like, okay, well, what then? What do we do next? Can we meet the resistance? What do we do? Can we breathe into it? Can we let it go a little bit? Can we invite softness? Can we pause with it, breathe into it? All right, let's rise up. And exhale, fold forward. Little movements, big movements, whatever you want to do. And now we'll inhale, left foot forward, right foot coming onto the ball of the right foot, hopping it back if you need to a little bit. Squeeze the thighs, lift that back thigh, press the back heel, get tall. And then this exploration of a twist, this flowing twist from left side to right side. You can use the chair as much or as little as needed. Keep squeezing the thighs together to support stability. And this weird movement I'm putting you through today. Okay, hands come down. Let's press that back heel, lift and lower, and we'll come into that teeter-tottering effect. Front and back, staying connected with breath and body. All right, then maybe bringing that back foot a little more forward, get in our cross-country ski tracks, inhale, lengthen, exhale, forward fold, any amount, bend the knee, any amount. Spine is nice and long, and then the swaying from left to right, and the noticing, and the responding. Okay. Interesting, I'm noticing less resistance on this side. Okay. I'm gonna focus a little more on just letting go. All right, inhale, rising up, stepping back. Our final kind of forward fold here. Let's just sway at the shoulders again a little bit. Take a big breath in. Let's take our right hand and just reach it back towards the left. It doesn't have to touch, just that direction. Inhale, come back to neutral. Exhale, left hand reaches towards the right. We'll just flow, inhale, little mini twist. Not so mini actually. One more time on each side. How about? Okay, I'm walking to the back of the chair. Good. Thumbs up, everybody doing okay? Okay, so we've got the chair on the left side. And turning your left toe, using the chair if we need to, and the opposite foot is pointed forward, heel to arch alignment. Let's try to widen that stance a little bit, and we're gonna sink into our lunge. Inhale up, exhale, sink. So maybe just look at your screen and check. So once that knee is kind of over the ankle, like sinking the hip down, as opposed to knee going more forward. So we want to really nice and open through the hip as best you can. All right, nice big warrior stance. Lift the arches at the feet with the kneecaps, thighs, navel, heart, shoulders down. All right, external rotate, open the heart. Big breath in. Exhale, take the backs of the hands together, tuck the chin. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Great. Now we'll take the arms, reach back. Then we'll come forward, forearm over the knee, and reach forward. This time when you reach back, maybe straighten the leg. And exhale. See if you can sink into that hip a little more. Inviting openness. All right, inhaling up. Turning your toes forward. So if you need to bring the feet a little closer, listen to your body. If it's fine the way it is, that's great. Lift the arches of the feet, squeeze the shins together. We're going to imagine our lower body really solid. All right. And hands just up the hip, inhale forward. And exhale, rise up. So choosing, if you want to, inhale, bringing the arms down. Exhaling, bringing them up. So your knees can have any amount of bend in them that you need. Okay, and it doesn't mean they're like solid like a rock, more like solid like a tree trunk. The tree trunk still has some flexibility. Okay, last one. And release. Bring those feet together. And let's just pause here in mountain. And if you're noticing any effort in mountain, I'm just going to invite you to release any effort. Just allowing yourself to feel stable and balanced simply by the structure of your body, the bones, the muscles, all the bits in between. And just letting yourself be at ease, breathing in, breathing out. Perhaps noticing the heart beating within the body, the sensations associated with that, heat, moisture. And then nice and easy, we'll move over to the other side and repeat that. And coming into our warrior two shape, heel to arch alignment, nice wide stance. Just gonna have hands loosely at the hip, and we're gonna sink. And so what I find, so say if my stance was like this and I was trying to sink my hip, I can't, it's not wide enough. So I've just got to open the stance a bit so that when I come and I kind of stop the knee here, like I've got the space to sink down a little bit. So just exploring that, just taking a minute and just seeing like, oh yeah, maybe that feels you feel a little vulnerable in that shape, in which case come back and just don't go as deep. So just finding what works for you. All right, back to our warrior arms, and we'll lift the heart, little mini cat cow in our upper body. All right, arms out to the side, and then we'll reach back on an inhale. Exhale forward. This time when reaching back, you could straighten that front leg. I know my leg was kind of calling for that. My thigh was feeling a little tired. So just enjoying this movement. Play around with it. Invite creativity. Or maybe just inviting, just being present within the movement. Okay, release. We're going to bring that toe forward. Similarly, let's just bring a little bend in the knee, or as much as it feels good. Lift the arches, squeeze the shins together, lift the thighs, and inhaling, we'll just come forward to tabletop. And exhale, rising up. And then coming into any movement that you want to. So I'm just going to explore this left-right action. So I'm going to take my right hand to my left foot, inhale up, right hand to, you know what I mean, the opposite. And just, again, allowing for release and letting go. Nothing here needs to be perfect, right? Like we're just exploring. How about one more each side? Exhale. Bring those feet together. Let's come back to mountain. Softening the shoulders, checking that your ankles are under the knees, knees under the hips. Crown of the head is rising up. And letting go of any effort. And just like trusting in the structure of your body that it will hold you up solid like a mountain, stable foundation. The peak extending up to the sky. Allowing the heart rate to return to its normal, whatever that is. Will be different for all of us. Observing the breath within the body. Again, softness in the face, shoulders, belly. Great. We're going to turn and face our chair. And we're going to do a flow between Uttanasana and Utkatasana, which is forward fold and chair pose. So just making sure there is some space between you and the chair. So we do this forward fold on an inhale. And we can just reach our arms back and exhale, chair pose. Inhale, forward fold. And exhale, chair pose. Your pace, pausing wherever if you need to, taking breaks as you need to. And then rising up, reaching up, big angel wings. Rolling out the shoulders. Okay, let's just take a pause and take a sip of water if you have. Okay. So we've done something similar to this before. We're going to go into chair pose where we're going to have this pulse, lift the heel, have a bit of a balance, and then moving back into pulse, lift the other heel and balance. So we'll start with just like kind of our hands on our hips here, feet are hip distance apart. So we're going to inhale. Or actually, let's exhale on the pulses. So, and then lift one heel. I'm feeling that weight in the standing leg, and then now maybe arms. I'm totally just making these arms up and keeping the pulse hold rhythm. Keeping my navel lifted. And in a way, it's kind of distracting so that the thigh is not as tired. You're not noticing it being so tired. All right, and let's float the arms up. And exhale. Release. Okay, final standing pose. We're going to come into a forward fold. Take the feet nice and wide, like pretty wide, wider than your mat, and turn your toes out into the corners, kind of. And then finding that spacing so that we're forward folding as much as you can, and then sink to the right side, sink to the left side. So we're doing this little side lunge. And again, allowing yourself to be watery. It's nice fluid movement. So we can get to each side of the leg here, the inner leg. And then coming back to center, walk the feet. And then we will bring the feet back up to the chair. Okay, that was some sweaty work. All right, let's come down to the floor. And choosing to come down onto your side, or if you want to scroll down one vertebra at a time, that is your choice as well. Let's just tuck the chin slightly and hug the knees. Let's just slowly squeeze and spread the toes. When you're ready, circling the ankles in one direction. And circling in the other direction. Just keeping that chin gently tucked. And then point and flex. Stretch out the face. Big breaths in. Big breaths out. Hand on your knees, circling around in one direction, out, and then back in. Taking your time. And then changing the direction. Good, let's hug the right knee and push the left heel away. Maybe take your forehead to the knee. Squeeze the leg into the chest. Exhale, release. Switch to the other side, gently squeezing the knee in, pressing the heel away. Perhaps forehead lifts to the knee as you squeeze. And exhale, release. Feet come down, knees bent, arms out to the side. Big windshield wipers here. From left to right. And staying present. And then coming back to center, let's lift those feet up to the sky, knees out, feet up, happy baby. And allowing yourself to get really playful with the happy baby. Just as we've been throughout this practice, just exploring these different ways of feeling these shapes that we come into. Sometimes we can come into them with a real intellectual kind of approach, real brain, body, anatomy focus. And today the invitation is to come energetically practice. So maybe coming from happy baby into cobbler. Maybe extending the legs all the way up. Maybe doing one leg, maybe then the other. And again, just playing. There's no right or wrong. Great. And we'll bring those feet down. Take your right ankle over the left knee. Flex the right foot a little bit. Right knee. And then push it away as best you can. Big breath in. Exhale, start to lift the left foot. Grabbing onto the left thigh. Bring it in on an inhale and release. Bring it in and release. Exhale. Squeeze in, inhale, release last time. Great, now point the toe, let the toe touch, bring your hands out to the side, and we're just gonna lift and lower. Just a little flossing. And release. Switching sides. Left ankle on right knee, half flex. Take your left hand, push the thigh, the left knee, just jump a little bit away. See how that lands. Then we'll start to lift that right foot up. Take the hands underneath the right knee or over top of the right knee with the pant leg. On the exhale, just kind of squeeze in and get curious. What sensation are you noticing? In particular for me on my left hip, it's resistance. So meeting that resistance with some softness, with some openness, maybe with a big breath out. And then we'll bring the toe down, point the toe, arms at the side, and we'll just kind of lift and lower a few times. Great, and release. Bring the legs all the way down. Walk the legs a little bit to the right. Coming into banana pose or crescent moon. Shift the shoulders. Lift the arms up overhead so that they're also in the direction of the right, creating that crescent moon shape, that banana shape with the body. Trying to keep the left hip down. So if the left hip is popping up, I think your crescent moon might be a little too deep. So just come back a little so it can come down. And we can feel this stretch all along the side of the body. Option to take that left foot and cross it over the right and squeeze the ankles together. See what you notice. How do you meet resistance or tension? What can you do? Are you going to bring movement, breath, that ease, letting go, energy? Maybe stretch out the face. Breathe into the left rib cage. Nice and easy. Take your time. Return to a neutral position. And just pause, just like we did in mountain pose. Just notice one side compared to the other. Big breath in, big breath out. And then when you're ready, walking your feet to the left. Arms overhead, walking the shoulders and the arms to the left. Maybe grabbing on to the right wrist with your left hand, looking left. Maybe starting here to begin this big stretch. And then perhaps crossing the right foot over the left, squeezing the ankles. Maybe one side that's available, the other side it isn't, and just being compassionate to the body when you meet with asymmetry, right? One side isn't bad, the other side isn't good, it's just, okay. Just noticing there's something going on here. What can we do to support this? Breathing into the right rib cage. And then in your own time, coming back to neutral. You can tuck the shoulder blades under, turn the palms up, feet drop to the side. You can have knees bent. Support if there's any twinging or something that you're noticing in the back. So responding to the body so that you may be comfortable during these last few moments of letting go. And I'll offer you a few images that you can explore. Everything that we've done before. So one image is of lying at the beach, the tide coming in and out. As we inhale, a wave coming up and over the body. And as we exhale, the wave retreats, taking with it tensions. Inhaling, wave comes over the body. Exhaling and releasing. Actually, I think I'm not going to overload us with more images than that. We can sit with this image each time the wave retreats. This is an opportunity for letting go of something you might be holding on to. something that might not be serving you. As you are observing the water washing over you, just checking in that the jaw is soft. Heart center is soft. Belly is soft. If you find your attention is moving around, or focusing on one thing, which shifted from the breath, just bringing like that friendliness towards yourself. Reminding yourself this is the tendency of the mind. And then invite yourself to come back to breath and body using whatever imagery is going to work for you in this moment. Or simply focusing on the sensations of the breath. Allowing yourself to be in this state of surrender. Recognizing that it might feel vulnerable. Time you have the urge to get up and get going, just remind yourself this is a moment of surrender. It's a fleeting moment. Just challenging yourself to stay present. I invite you to bring some deep breaths into the body. Exhale, release, either with an audible sigh or even like raspberry lips. Something like that can be, I know it sounds a bit jarring, but it's really a nice way just to release tension in the face. Another way to just let go. And we'll bring some movement into the feet. Squeeze and spread the toes, the hands, open and close. Maybe nod the wrists a bit. Stretch out the space. Any movement that feels nourishing here is welcome. And then inhaling, arms up overhead for gentle full body stretch. Exhale, release. We're going to bend the knees, bring the arms in close to the body, like a little embrace, and just turn over to one side. In your own time. Rising up. Coming to your preferred seated posture. Making any little movements that might feel nourishing. And then just finding this relative stillness for a few moments here. A few breaths. And reminding yourself that these breaths are so nourishing for the nervous system. And maybe bringing the hand over your heart, taking a moment to once again thank yourself for taking care of yourself in this way, being open to practicing yoga in just a little bit a different way. And really kind of embodying this letting go energy now and throughout the rest of your day as needed. Let's seal in with a unifying Om. So we inhale together. So much for practicing with me today. Truly is an honor every single time. Bye. Thank you.